Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla, which had Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ken Watanabe. And Ken Watanabe and a few others return in this movie with a couple of new characters as well, which include Kyle Chandler and um, Millie Bobby Brown. And look, I heard a lot of things before going to see the movie that the human story is one of the weakest aspects of this film. And I'm going to admit this. I actually thought the human story was actually pretty good compared to the last Godzilla movie, which I was kind of bored with. They killed off Bryan Cranston's character in that first movie, and I felt the movie lost my interest with the human story in that film. This film, I do feel the human element was a lot more better. Not saying that it was my favorite part of the movie. It is not my favorite part of the movie. But if I had to pick this storyline with the humans, with the family aspect, it centers more on this family, this husband played by Kyle Chandler, his wife, and his daughter played by Millie Bobby Brown. Okay, we're gonna go with that. The girl from from Stranger Things. Hopefully, I said her name right. Now I'm starting to second guess myself. Is that her name? Anyway, someone will correct me. Um, but yes, I really enjoyed this movie, and mostly because of the monsters that we get to see. These giant-sized monsters, this epic scope that they surround these humans in. And when the monsters are on screen, yes, that is when I am fully invested and ready to see what kind of action they are going to give us. Because you don't go to a Godzilla movie hoping for an Academy Award-winning story. If you are, you're in the wrong movie. Just give me a decent story, which I felt the human story was decent. And it was something that I invested myself a little bit in. But not as much as I wanted to, of course. I don't understand when they do these human characters, why don't they base them off of really interesting characters that we know in the past? Like, get the persona of Indiana Jones and put him in a character in this movie. I don't know. And call him Fred or whatever. But fine. The characters that we have, I'll take them over Aaron Taylor Johnson's story from the first one. Godzilla is the king of monsters. He proves himself once again in this movie because he was badass when he showed up in that first film. Now we actually do get a lot more of him in this film, even though he disappears from time to time. But it's okay because we also got Ghidorah, who's the three-headed dragon that blows lightning out of his mouth, and we got Mothra, who I was expecting. What it turned out to be in this movie. I like the character of Mothra, I like the creature Mothra, and Rodan, which was a really cool creature as well. Now, if you're wondering how does this connect to Kong Skull Island in any way, because we do know that next year we're going to have Godzilla versus Kong. There are a couple of Easter eggs if you're paying attention during the movie, mostly in the beginning, I think, that do get us geared up for that. That Kong does exist in this universe. So don't think Kong Skull Island was for nothing. Clearly they want you to know in this movie that, yes, Kong does exist. Which had me wondering, well, okay, if Kong exists in this universe, what is going on with him in this movie? Because we see what's going on with all these other creatures. Something has to be going on over at Skull Island. And this is not a spoiler because Skull Island is only referenced. It's never shown throughout the movie. It does make me wonder, like, he's just sitting on his island at home while these creatures the rest of them are all causing problems out there in the world. I don't know. Other than that, and a few other nitpicks, look, I enjoyed this movie. There's not really much I can add on because it's a simple monster. It's what you're probably expecting going into this movie. What you see in the trailers, I feel, is what you get with this movie. And, well, okay, maybe you get a lot more human story than I was expecting. Because I had heard that there's actually a lot more monster. And yeah, there is compared to the first movie. But I do feel that the human elements are still a lot more heavier in the film. And it's for me, it wasn't a bad thing. But I can see for other people who just want to get right into this monster glory, might be a little disappointed with that. If you're just hoping for an all-out monster battle, that's where you might want to hold your expectations back a little bit. But look, I ended up enjoying the film. I would give it an 8 out of 10 just because I had pure fun with it. And look, maybe my mind will change down the road. Who knows? Maybe when I give it a second viewing, I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. This movie doesn't hold up for me after all. But look, first time viewing, I think it was good. I would recommend it. I would. So I feel confidence in my recommendation. So there you go, guys. That's my review. Comment below if you've seen the movie. Maybe you guys have different thoughts. I know I turned to my brother and he felt like it was more of a 5, 6 out of 10. But then once I started talking to him about it back and forth, I think he appreciated it a little bit more and did raise it up to a 7. So I don't know. It depends on the person, I guess, and what you're trying to look for. And sometimes maybe you just have to think about it. Hopefully my review helps out your opinion on checking it out. Maybe not. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take care.